Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Sukkah Perekim Mishnah Vav. Over here in Mishnah, I'm going to continue discussing the Etrog, and you'll see over here just to quickly identify the parts of the Etrog. So you have the pitom, what we know today, right? That's the right side, the tip of the Etrog. That's the bottom half, right, when it's hanging from the tree, right? So it hangs from the oketz, right? It hangs from the stem on that left side. That's where we cut it off from. And then you have the fruit, and you have the little tip of the etrog, which is the pitom. We're going to see different discussions relating to this etrog. We'll take it piece by piece. So firstly, right, alat hazizit al rubo. Right, if you got some type of rash, like this boil-like rash on most of the etrog, right? We're going to say all these are going to be pasul. Let's take it one by one. Nitela pitumto, right? Or if it's pitom, right? The tip was cut off. Nikav, niklaf, nisdak, haser kol shehu, right? Those four. Pasul, right? So nikav is literally, it had punctured, right? So even any amount, right? It doesn't have to just a needle, tiny, tiny, thin needle. If it goes from end to end, that's going to be pasul. If it's a puncture, right, that doesn't go all the way through, right, to the other end of the etrog. So over here, we're going to see, we have to say that it has to be the size of an isar, right? The isar is it's a quarter of a ma'ah. Harambam says the weight of it is 4 kernels of barley. Now, what about if it's peeled, right? Niklaf. So over here, we're talking about when it's the outer layer, right? It's what we're not talking about. We're not talking about when the entire etrog was peeled off, right? The whole yellow was peeled off and you only see the white. That's not what we're talking about, because that's the next part of the Mishnah. The next statement says haser koshu. If it's missing anything, it's going to be pasul. So what are we talking about when we said that if it's peeled? But even if the thin, membrane layer is peeled off, that shininess that's on top of the yellow, that's peeled off on condition that the entire thing is pulled off, right? There's nothing left of it. Then it would be pasul. But if there's anything left of it, that would still be kasher. Now the Mishnah goes ahead and lists the parts that the etrogim that are considered still kasher. If it had a resh on a minority of the etrog, right? Actually, before I get there, I just want to point out that when we said that if it's missing anything, it's pasul, right? This is specific to the first day of Yom Tov, but all other days, that would be okay, right? It would be okay to use. Okay, now, if alat hazizit al miuto, right? I got a resh on a small portion of it, not the majority of it. The minority of the etrog had a resh on it. Now, this is also based on 2 conditions. One is that it's on one spot, right? If it's on 2 different places, it gets this resh on 2 different places, even if it's not the majority, it would still be okay. It would still be pasul. And the second condition is it's not on the pitom, right? It can't be in the pitom area. It has to be on the, other parts of the etrog. So if it doesn't have either of those, right? If it meets those 2 conditions, then it's going to be kasher, right? Nital ukso, or if the bottom part of the etrog, the stem, right, where it's attached to the tree, if that was plucked off, Nikav v'lo haser koshu, or if it was punctured but not missing anything, kasher, right? All these are considered kasher. Etrog hakushi pasul, right? If you have a really dark etrog, right? That's going to be pasul, right? Hayarok kechartan, right? If it's green like chartan, like a leek, so Rabbi Meir machshir, Rabbi Yehuda posel, right? There's the charti or chartan, right? Over there, it's the mahloket, whether or not it's okay or not, right? Over here, we say Rabbi Yehuda is posel, and halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, right? In regards to this. Yeah. So it could be really, so according to the Rabbi Yehuda, right, it's pasul, right, similar to the really dark black, the kushi etrog, right? The black etrog is pasul. So if it's green, like a leek, right, really, really dark green, that's also going to be pasul. Of course, it could be as posel. And yeah, here's a picture also of the hazizit, right? The resh on the etrog. So you see over here, if it's only in one spot, the minority, and it's not on the pitom, right? That would be still etrog kasher that you would be allowed to use and be mevarech on the holiday of Sukkot.